Now, I'm sure you've heard of brainstorming, but for reasons which are too complex to get into in a 2-minute video, it doesn't work. Brainstorming is broken. I explain it in the book, but there's plenty of good reasons in there. But if you want a technique that very quickly works, and you can do it even when you're on your own, I call it a brain rain, so it's a little mini brainstorm. So all you have to do is pick up a pencil and a piece of paper and then write down the answers to 4 questions. So number 1, ask yourself, what's the rational course of action to take? So for example, you're faced with a challenge, a problem or an issue. Ask yourself what that rational course of action might be. Number 2, ask yourself, what's the emotional thing to do? What does my gut tell me? What do my feelings compel me to do? Number 3 is to ask yourself what the cleverest person you know might do. So actually bring that person to mind. For me, it's a friend of mine who has a degree from Oxford, and he went to Harvard Business School to study as well. So he's a complete rocket scientist, and I ask myself, what would he do? And then the 4th question is to ask yourself, what would my most compassionate friend do? So think about someone who has your best interests, your best friend perhaps. Bring them to mind and then ask yourself what they would recommend that you do. Once you've got those 4 answers, look at them and finally ask yourself, well, what should I do? And it might be one of those responses, or it might be some combination of those. But if you try that, then you might get yourself out of a rut and get yourself over that hump or challenge.